Thank you, sirs. We will now open the floor for the questions and answer session. We will take the initial questions from those who are present over here, and then followed by which we will take the questions from our partners from the media fraternity who are virtually joined us. A gentle reminder for everyone to kindly identify your name and the organization that you belong to. We will try our best to ensure that all questions are answered. There are mics which are being. Can I have that? Yeah. Okay. So over to you, sir.
Sir, I'm Joel Rebello. I work for the Economic Times. I just want a breakup of the RAM. You said 88% of your loans are from the RAM sector. Can you give us a breakup of retail, agriculture, and MSME out of that?
Yeah. For March 22, I will give percentage wise. Yes. Agri is 30%, retail 20%, MSME 37%, and others, that is other than RAM, is 30%.
Retail is?
Retail is 20%.
And what is the collateral that you are taking in agri and retail? It's mostly land, or what is it?
For agri, we take mostly jollo. So, pledge of jollo is the security. Other retail, we take collateral like mortgage house property.
Okay. But is there any personal loan or any unsecured loan in retail? What is the percentage?
That will be very less. Say it can be maximum 1%.
1% total. But how much of retail would it be approximately?
It is not
Not within 10% of.
there is a product, but I think it is not. We have got a great card of our own, but still we are pushing it hard back. But nowhere we are seen as a very liberal bank in terms of pushing our clean loan motions.
Sir, also want to understand, since this is not a offer for sale, you are raising money for yourself, then who are these investors which are there right now in the bank? Just some names I'm reading out: Robert Artis James Company, Starship Equity Holdings, Subcontinental Equities, East River Holdings. What are these investors? Can you just elaborate?
Some FIAs who got these shares.
But is there any link with any big funds or anything? Any details will be what kind of FII?
Details will share it with you. It's not an issue.
But these are all FIIs basically. You all also missed the RBI deadline for December. Did you all have to pay fine, or was it given extension was granted?
No, but it was not happening in time because of the reasons beyond our control of the bank. And we have written to RBI and they have not come back.
They have not yet come back.
I don't think we should penalty for that.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Hello, I am Dilip Davda from Chittamgarh.com. First of all, congratulations for coming out with your TMB issue, which was long awaited by the market. I have a few set of questions for you. First of all, being a profitable bank, having declared 100% dividend last year, why only 10% for equity quota?
I think that is as per the latest SEBI guidelines, we have been supposed to go for almost 75%. Remaining is only left over for HNI security. This is as per the latest SEBI guidelines.
Secondly, sir, you have more than 22,000 shareholders. So, what will be the lock-in period for how many quantity? If you can give some details on that.
We are the should be able to 1 year. Latest guidelines. Yes.
So, pre-issue shareholders will be locked in for a period of I think 6 months because there is no identified promoter. So, all the pre-issue shareholding will be locked in for a period of 6 months from the date of allotment. So, roughly till about I think September 10th onwards.
6 months, they will not be allowed to sell.
That's right. They will be under lock.
And thirdly, sir, what will be your dividend policy going forward since you have declared 100% dividend to mark your centenary year?
We didn't get that question correctly.
You announced 100% dividend for
It's all driven by the board policy as such. Year on year it takes a process. But we have been envious record of continuously dividend distributing bank as such for all these years. For that 1 year where it is on account of COVID we were not permitted to share dividend as such. Otherwise, it has been a little, I cannot say that it has been board-driven policy as such, but we don't have any fixed rigid policies. That's it. And well within that, payout norms are all defined with the RBI guidelines.
Post IPO, you will be open for expanding your branch extension. So how many branches you are planning in the next 2 to 3 years?
We have a plan, in fact, and every year again, the budget of the board will be taken. We have some plans, I think around some vision document is been there. But every year that is subject to revision with the board.
And which will be the thrust area, whether it is Western India or Northern India or Southern East India?
Keeping in view our importance for this CASA business on one side, RAM business on the other side, whichever sectors which will be, I think will be offering scope for us to expand over a period of time.
Thank you, all the best.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Ankur Mishra. I am representing ET Now and ET Now Swadesh. My question to you is about your credit growth, which, subject to correction, you may correct me if I am wrong, that it is around 8% for year on year till FY22 end. Seeing at the trend which has been there at the other banks, I mean, it is almost double the rate which is currently happening. So, what is your projection there for the current financial year and how it has been till June quarter, if you can update?
In the past, our growth, when compared to other banks, would have been on the lower side on account of the fact that loan book per se must be growing around 8-9%, CAGR must be around 10%. But I think within the portfolio where we are concentrating, RAM portfolio, our CAGR has been on the higher side. I think with the way things are priced, we will be on par with the other players in the industry. We are banks, we cannot be found back.
So you mean to say that in the current year, it will be in line with the industry growth? Okay. And also about the composition which you have said, you mentioned about that RAM composition is more than 80%. Going forward, do you see that this kind of combination of more than 80% in RAM and 20% others, will it continue, or do you plan, when you plan for business growth, do you see that this ratio might change in future?
When this strategy has played so long now, we would like to give us the option to continue the same strategy. And then year on year, I think we will have a board-driven strategy where specifically we will be taking advantage of the emerging opportunities.
So you will continue to focus on that. Also in your risk factors, the first point is mentioned about 37.73% of equity share is subject to outstanding legal proceedings. Is it something which is coming in the current year, or these are all long pending cases? You can elaborate a bit.
It will be too, I think, loud on my part to make it out statement on this, because most of the matters are subsidies and whatever disclosures are required, I think we have done it in fact. I think beyond the control of the bank, we will not be able to make any loud statement. Please bear with me.
Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Ali Karkar. I'm from Informist Media. Sir, since you missed the deadline that was set by the RBI on listing in December 2021, all those restrictions are still in place on the remuneration branch opening?
But for the branch opening, no other restrictions there. But for the branch opening.
Okay, no other restrictions. Okay, so your branch opening then it is on the listing of the bank. Okay. You mentioned that sizable presence in Tamil Nadu, that's 75% of your business. Is there a concentration risk? Keeping that in mind, would the branch opening policy or new branch opening post listing tell us where do you see it? Some mention about Western states.
This forum, I think I will be wrong if I make any loud statement about futuristic policies as such. That is, whatever declarations are absolutely must in fact, we already done it as per that. But I think we have been consistently growing, and definitely once the option is given, we will be, as a commercial organization, live commercial organization, we will be expanding our presence in the way, and more focus will be given on the digital way as we are. Surya mentioned in fact. When the RBI and Government of India, they have given licenses, or at least the opening of more of digital banking units, I think that will be the area where we will be concentrating for future.
But physical branches will also be...
As he will also be, we would like to give equal importance for physical presence as well as digital presence. Digital way will be.
So see, earlier DRHP you had got approval for OFS also, that has been withdrawn. Any particular reason for that?
People who have for that OFS initially, they went back on account of the delay which they were saying, delay in getting the approvals in place. So today, all those people who have done, so there is no option for us to continue the OFS option. Yeah, only 12,500 shares were given for offer by 6 shareholders.
Thank you.
Is there any FPI exiting the bank through the IPO, or they are preparing their stage? Can you just name some of them, how much they are preparing?
No, as of now, no, they are not opted for any OFS, and OFS option is not there.
Then who are the second shareholders?
Sir?
Who are the second shareholders, the other promoters?
No, it's only fresh issue, no other shares.
So this is a primary issue, a full 100% dispatch.
Sorry.
This is Hamsini from the Hindu Business Line. I'm Hamsini from the Hindu Business Line. Your capital adequacy is quite healthy at 22% and you're going to raise fresh money. So are you worried a little about the carrying cost of money also increasing, given that you're raising money at a time when cost of deposit is also going up for the system as a whole and even for the bank?
Yes, ma'am. Temporarily it may really affect our ROE to some extent, but only thing is, since it is going to augment our growth capital per se and our growth aspirations of our bank has to be reasonably well. In fact, I think we are confident of maintaining the same ROE and ROE for future.
So, how is the customer experience for the bank been inside of Tamil Nadu and outside? The 25% outside of Tamil Nadu, how does it behave in terms of understanding the products offered by the bank, collection efficiencies, and also your repeat transactions with the bank?
Not much of difference between the geographical distribution of banks. I think whether it is Tamil Nadu, whether it is Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat, I think historically, with my experience of the past now, I think every area has got its own uniqueness, where our relationship-based banking has been in foray, and the ticket size has been smaller, and then there is an insistence for some collateral security wherever it is possible. I think customer behavior has been, by and large, uniform. We are not in a position to distinguish between geography, whether it is Tamil Nadu customer or Gujarat customer, who is behaving better. There is no absolutely no discrimination or no differentiation.
So one follow-up, how much would the capital adequacy be, I mean, after this, assuming is there anything you can share?
Capital adequacy is 24-25% it will catch up.
So you are at 22, you may go to 25%. Okay, and what will be the impact on ROE for the next 2 quarters, approximately? Any calculations? How much will it impact the ROE?
We have not done, I think that's not impact very dramatically. We are conscious of the fact that this capital has to be gainfully employed. To that extent, we are, working internally. We'll be in a position to have some decent numbers across.
You were saying
the fresh raise amount of, let's say, around 800 crore is not very significant in, when you see it as a percentage of their existing net worth, which is more than 5,300 crore. So dilution at ROE level, given that profitability of the bank is also increasing to the operating level, it will not be very significant.
Fair to assume that after your list, bank will be automatically lifted on bank branches?
We may have to.
You all will have to again approach RBI secretaries.
Definitely.
Thank you.
One last question here, and then we can move on to the virtual colleagues.
Sir, one follow-up question from my side. Here. Sir, you are diluting 10% equity now, and you will have to dilute another 50% within the next 2 to 3 years. So, what are your plans for that going forward?
I will not be able to make any broad promise about as of now, it is only 10% dilution. To this extent, we are like this point.
I will make a few questions. Since this shareholding is already public, this dilution is happening in order to ensure that the minimum dilution requirement as per SEBI is met. This company doesn't have a promoter, so we don't have that follow-on dilution requirement to meet minimum public shareholding. Right. So this will only be a dilution for the fresh issuance through this IPO. There is no subsequent requirement for a dilution.
Thank you for clarification.
Thank you.
So the first question from the online media which is attending today's press conference is from Mr. Arman Nair from Z Business. His question is, since you are a 100-year-old company and during the last 3 years, around 75% deposit is from Tamil Nadu, what kind of growth does the bank foresee for its business in Tamil Nadu?
I think we see no dearth of business in Tamil Nadu because whatever business is still happening, it will continue to be there in fact. As we are focusing more on semi-urban and rural areas, that is the area where at least post-COVID, a lot of opportunities are also coming from deposits as well as advice. Same way company continues.
The second question is from Anil Kumar Sharma, Business Editor, Kerala Kaumudi. How many branches do you have in Kerala? And what are your expansion plans for Kerala?
We have 21 branches in Kerala.
And any expansion plans for Kerala? Okay. Another question from Arman from Z Business. Owing to the current rate of inflation, usually the customer base which we cater, which is you cater to, are affected the most. Although we saw NIMs increasing year on year from 3.64% to 3.8% to 4.1% from FY20 to FY22. Now, owing to the current situation, will NIM come under pressure?
I don't think. I think we are confident of maintaining it at a present level of around 3.85 to 3.9%.
Okay. So we have no more questions, and that comes to the end of this session. I now call upon Mr. Ratnadeep Acharya, Senior Vice President, SBI Capital Markets Limited, to give the vote of thanks. Oh, okay. Yeah, you could please.
So all in the same, we are all in the same boat. Thank you each and every one of you for attending this important conversation on behalf of the bank. It is an important milestone for them planning their debut on the stock exchanges, although it's an interesting concept for having 22,000 shareholders already. It is still a very, very important milestone for them, and I would, on behalf of the bank and my fellow book runners, I would again thank you for being a part of it. And I'm sure you will be communicating this story across to your viewers and investor fraternity and helping them make an important decision around participating in this trade. Just to quickly reiterate a couple of important points regarding the bank, obviously with a 100-year-old history, and as the management indicated, almost all of them being profitable. It is a very, very nuanced play that we have today. And as Manish indicated, this will be one of the first transactions over the past few months, or few quarters rather, to get listed, and that too with the backdrop of some interesting financial performance, consistent and robust financial performance. Just to quickly take you through the transaction highlights for the benefit of all of you. The price band again is rupees 500 to rupees 525 per share, and the face value of each share is rupees 10. The issue opens on September 5th, which is the next Monday, and closes for subscription on September 7th, which is Wednesday. September 2nd is when the anchor transaction will be closed, and by the evening you will have the list of anchor participants on the stock exchanges. So effectively at this price band, the fresh issuance, which is a complete fresh issuance, the transaction size will be in the range of 792 crores to 832 crores, and the QIP portion is about, at the top end will be about 580 odd crores. The anchor portion will be about 360 crores, and post the anchor, the transaction size at the top end will be about 250 crores for the net QIP. The retail portion is about 83 crores at the top end, and the HNI portion is about 125 crores at the top end. So with this again, I thank each and every one of you for your participation, and on behalf of the bank and the fellow bookrunners, we would request you to come and join us for the lunch spread outside. Thank you very much.
Thank you everyone for joining the press meet of Tamil Nadu Mercantile Bank Limited for their forthcoming IPO. Please feel free to reach out to us for any further queries or email us at ipo@adfactorspr.com. ipo@adfactorspr.com. We will do our best to revert to your queries within 48 hours. We look forward to your support in making this IPO a success. Our team will reach out to you shortly with a press release. Take care and stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you very much.